Today we're exploring how one specific example of the 1973 Lincoln penny, a coin that originally cost just a fraction of a dollar to produce, has astonished experts by being valued at an extraordinary $4,370 billion because of a combination of dramatic minting mistakes, rare production anomalies, experimental strikes, and a set of conditions so unusual that they have ignited imagination, debate, and fascination across the numismatic community. It may sound impossible that a coin worth only 1 single cent could suddenly be considered one of the most valuable artifacts ever created by the United States Mint, but when you understand the history, the minting conditions, the errors, and the possibilities surrounding rare penny varieties, you begin to realize why the world of coins is full of surprises no one ever expected. Let's begin by diving into what makes the year 1973 special, not because it was a year of rarity in terms of mint production, but because it was a year in which the mint was undergoing changes, experiments, and behind-the-scenes adjustments that were not well publicized. The Lincoln penny design featuring the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln was already decades old, and the mint was beginning to study whether the cost of copper was becoming too high. This was the decade when the mint repeatedly evaluated whether pure copper coins were still affordable to mass produce, and documented conversations within the mint reveal that from the early 1970s to the early 1980s, a number of test strikes, experimental metals, alloy variations, and unrecorded trial runs took place. Most of these experimental coins were never intended for public distribution, yet a handful of mistakes throughout history have allowed unusual pieces to escape into the public, only to surface decades later in the hands of collectors who had no idea their pocket change held something worth more than the value of entire nations. The idea that a 1973 Lincoln penny could reach such a valuation comes from understanding that coins are not valuable just because of their age. They become valuable because of the conditions that affected their creation, the peculiarities of their minting, the errors that slipped through quality control, or the unexpected metal compositions that were used only in a handful of experimental situations. During 1973, the mint was preparing for future changes, including what eventually became the shift to copper-plated zinc coins in the 1980s. It is widely believed among coin researchers that test strikes may have been produced earlier than officially documented, meaning that some 1973 cents might not be struck on the standard copper alloy planchets that were assumed to be used that year. Although nothing is absolutely confirmed, the numismatic world thrives on discovery, and sometimes the most valuable coins are those that challenge what experts believed was possible. Now imagine a coin struck during this transitional period, but not on the expected metal. Imagine a coin that may have been struck off-center,